Hi, I'm Laura.
And I'm David, and welcome back to Cruising with Kids, where we show you what it's like to travel with a family of 5. Today, we're going to show you what the little kids can do on a cruise.
And also, we are going to be talking about height and age requirements for some of the facilities and activities around the ship. So stick around. Reg, how old are you?
5.
You're 5. How old are you going to be soon?
6.
Do you like meeting new friends? Yeah?
Yes.
Where do you meet new friends?
Adventure Ocean.
Yeah? And what do you do in Adventure Ocean?
Play with them. I like ice skating. Oh, golf. I'm going to do with the good.
Now let's take a look at the different activities and facilities your kids can use on board. Adventure Ocean is one of the top things that my kids love to do. It's what they talk about for long after the cruise. Adventure Ocean ranges from ages 3 up to age 11. So it's divided into 3 different groups. My middle child, he is 3 turning 4. And so he will be in the Aquanauts group. That is from ages 3 to 5. The next group is the Explorers group. That's what my eldest son will be in, and it's from ages 6 all the way up to age 8. And this will be his first time in the Explorers group, but he has enjoyed being an Aquanaut in the past. The last group at Adventure Ocean is the Voyager group, and they range from age 9 up to 11. There's stuff for teens too, don't worry, but we're just talking about the Adventure Ocean program for the younger kids. Adventure Ocean is free. Except if you want to stay past 10 p.m., if you want your child to stay past 10 p.m., it does cost $7 an hour, and it is subject to availability. So if it's full, then obviously you're not going to be able to have your kids stay at Adventure Ocean late. So be sure that you book early for that, or at least get there early so that your spot doesn't fill up. Other things to know about Adventure Ocean is it's a really fun program with crafts, science, art, and just general fun. Often the staff is really great and will make different themes. You'll get a cruise compass that is specific to children who are enrolled in the Adventure Ocean program. And those kids get to do a different theme each time they come. The program does run in the morning, in the afternoon, and then again in the evening. So there are 3 different sections for you to send your child for. The only other thing to note is if your child is perhaps a little uncomfortable with Adventure Ocean, they do have pagers that they will give you, and the pagers are really great. We've had to use the pagers before when my eldest was only 3, and it's really nice to know that you can be contacted really at a moment's notice if your child needs you. Speaking of your child needing you, your child does have to be potty trained fully. They cannot help with anything in the bathroom, so do make sure that even if your child is 3, that they are fully potty trained. Let's keep taking a look. The next thing up, mini golf. This is one of my middle son really loves mini golf. My eldest son likes it too, but especially on Adventure of the Seas, something that's special about that ship is that the mini golf is 2 stories. So on one of the holes, you hit your ball into the hole and it goes all the way down into the 2nd story, which is a really cool thing for kids to watch and for adults to watch. It's essentially always open as well, so if you find yourself needing just a few minutes of diversion before something else starts, another activity starts, this is a great thing to do. Let's take a look at ice skating. So of my children, only my eldest has been ice skating on board before. And one thing to note with ice skating that some people are perhaps a little concerned about before they go on the ship is if your child is already quite a good ice skater, they can bring their skates, but do know that there are rentals available as well. So if you're looking for things that maybe don't need to be packed, leaving your skates at home might be a good idea. Some things to note, you will need to be wearing long pants. Shorts are not allowed. You will also need full socks. So if you like to wear the little short socks like I do, those aren't allowed for this. Your socks do need to fully cover the inside of your ice skate that you're renting. And you'll have to wear a helmet, though helmets are provided. As far as the shoe sizes or skate sizes that are available to you, Royal Caribbean says that it provides children's skates from size 2 to 7. However, most of the ships that we've been on provide much smaller skates than this. So if you see open skate on your cruise compass, you might want to be one of the first people down there if your child wants to skate, because they do go pretty fast. As well as every single person needs to sign a waiver, just like you do for the rock climbing wall. There is no age restriction on the ice skating rink, however, so any age is allowed as long as there are ice skates to fit them. Or I suppose if you bring your own ice skates, it doesn't really matter. Lockwood, how old are you?
4.
Show us how many. That many!
1, 2, 3, 4.
And Lockwood, what's your favorite thing to do on the cruise ship?
Sliding down the water slide.
Sliding down the water slide. What about the pool? Do you like to go in the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you like to do in the pool?
I don't play it.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at SPLASHAWAY Bay. Now, SPLASHAWAY Bay is one of the 2 options for the different ships on Royal Caribbean. You'll find that Royal Caribbean has both SPLASHAWAY Bay or the H2O zone, depending on which ship you are on. Anyway, SPLASHAWAY Bay is available to most kids. There are some slides there, which can be very exciting, especially if your child isn't quite tall enough for the perfect storm. Keep in mind that the slide height is 42 inches. So your child will need to be 42 inches in order to go down. Another thing to note is there are no diapers allowed in this area. So please make sure that if you have a baby, like I do, that there is a section, like a baby zone, within this area, but it's not quite in the same section and they don't really have the same facilities open. In my experience, my babies have not in the past cared that they were not in the same section, but do be aware that your children might be slightly divided, but definitely within eyesight of each other. You do have to wear swimwear, and if you would like, there are life jackets provided. They come in all sorts of sizes, from infants all the way up to adults. They are free of charge. You simply have to ask. It is in the same area as the towel checkouts, and you'll see a really long row of life jackets. Let's take a look at the pools. Now, I think that pools are the main thing that people think about when they think about cruise ships, but there are some things to note about the pools. First and foremost, there is a solarium pool and children are not allowed in it, meaning if your child is under 16, they cannot go in that area. But your children are very much allowed in the main pools, which are kind of the big draw anyway. That's where the movie screen is and all the events are taking place, so it's where your kids want to be anyway. Something to note about the pool, there aren't really restrictions outside of diapers are not allowed. Do keep in mind that health and safety regulations say no diapers. You should follow that to be kind to the other passengers, but also you're welcome to use your discretion on that too. As far as the hot tubs, hot tubs are also have no real age limit to them. Some of them do say 16 or 12 as far as unaccompanied, but as long as you're with your child, I've never seen anyone turned away from a hot tub, and it is a very family-friendly activity. Theodore, how old are you? The Babies and Tots programs. Now there are several areas for babies and tots. Every ship does this a little bit differently, but there is programming for babies. It's from ages 6 to 36 months. And it very much depends how much the staff gets into it based on how many babies are on board. So we've been on cruises where there aren't very many babies on board, and there was virtually no programming, and that was a little frustrating, but they did still create an area for us where they put out multiple toys and things, and so you could go with your baby and still play. However, we've also been on ships where there were lots of babies, and they did provide programming for babies, little classes and things like music and such. If you do, however, want to have a quiet dinner or perhaps participate in some sort of activity and not have your baby with you, you can get care in the nursery facilities if your ship has a nursery. Not all ships have a nursery, but if yours does have a nursery, do be aware that babysitting is available for $6 an hour or $8 an hour if it's late at night. Something that you should know about this is the line to register on day one, on embarkation day, for this service. Every single ship has been very long. Even if it feels like there are no babies on board, there are suddenly babies on board when you go to sign up for the nursery time slots. There are not many time slots available as far as baby ratio to staff ratio. So do get in there and get into line very quickly once you get aboard on embarkation days. If you do want to have a slot, go ahead and have an idea of the different days and times that are important to you. The FLOWRIDER. The FLOWRIDER is essentially surfing and boogie boarding. It is made for multiple age groups. However, do know that there is a height requirement for it. If you would like to boogie board, you'll need to be 52 inches tall. None of my children are 52 inches tall, so you will want to measure your kids beforehand. Also, if you would like to stand up, as you see this guy in the picture is doing, you'll need to be 58 inches tall. All right, next up, we have the Perfect Storm. Now, this seems so absolutely cool. It's available on several ships, but this multiple slide might end up being a bit out of a little kid's range and height. It is for kids 48 inches and taller. So you might have a young child who just makes the cutoff or doesn't quite make it. But again, make sure you measure beforehand so they don't take a look at the slide and go, wow, that's really cool, I'm so excited, and then find out that they can't really do it. Let's take a look at our next section. Our next one, this is the rock climbing wall. Now the rock climbing wall is really great for older kids. The age limit, not height, age limit on the rock climbing wall is age 6. And of course, you'll need to sign a release waiver for your 6-year-old or older child. Other things to note about the rock climbing wall, it does come in multiple levels. So if your child is new to rock climbing or perhaps a more advanced rock climber, that's okay because there are lots of different sections and the staff is really good about making sure that your child is in the right section for them. You will need socks for the rock climbing wall. All right, my middle son's favorite thing to look at is the arcade. This is a standard arcade in the sense that you might think of from childhood. It's a facility with lots of neon lights and sounds from all the different machines. Every ship has an arcade. They all look very different. There are lots of different age groups available for this. My baby will not be able to play any of the games, but my 4-year-old and my 6-year-old will definitely be able to play many of the different games and enjoy themselves. Prices are a pretty wide range. They range from 75 cents on one game all the way up to $2.50 on a game. So keep in mind that if you haven't bought game tokens before you go on board for a discounted rate, you might want to go ahead and do that if you suspect that your child will be interested in the arcade. The end.
All right, there you have it. Those are all the things that we like to do with our little ones on board the ship. So if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button, and of course, please subscribe to our channel.
And if you want to leave us a comment below telling us what facilities or onboard activities your child likes to do, please let us know. We'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.